Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Deborah and thank you for stopping by. So you're considering buying a property, preferably in London, and you're trying to figure out where is the cheapest place, or where are the cheapest places rather, to buy a property now in London. I am going to be listing 3 specific areas that are considered to be relatively affordable in London to buy properties. Can I just kindly ask that you please like this video, comment and subscribe? Okay, let's get into it. The location that I want to discuss today is the Greenwich borough, or rather the Royal Borough of Greenwich. And I will be listing 3 areas in that borough that are still relatively affordable in today's market. So the first place is Abbey Wood. So this is the SE2 postal code area. And then the second area is Thamesmead, and this is the SE28 postal code area. And the last one will be Plumstead / Woolwich, so sort of the SE18 area. Greenwich as a borough was formed back in 1965. As of recent, in 2012, it was then listed as a royal borough. And that makes it, I believe, either the 3rd or the 4th royal borough to exist in London. Of course, the most popular one will be Chelsea and Kensington. Kensington and Chelsea has been a royal borough since the 60s. So in comparison, there is no comparison, quite frankly, just because you can't compare something of 1965 or 1964 to something of 2012. But we should use that as a gauge just to see where potentially Greenwich Borough will be heading towards. Right now, I believe, we have places in Woolwich where there are new apartments where a 2-bed apartment is going for nothing short of £500,000. With that said, there are other areas where you could still buy a 3-bed house in the Plumstead Woolwich area for about £350,000, which is relatively cheap for London. And then in places like Abbey Wood, we are still able to get a 3-bed property possibly under £300,000. And then Thamesmead, maybe about 320 will give you a decent 3-bedroom house. Greenwich itself being a royal borough, I believe is well overdue. Greenwich particularly has a historical tie to the royal family, as well as the importance that the area itself has in, with tourism, especially if we just look at the O2 alone. So yeah, it's definitely a good move for the borough. So things obviously naturally are set to change. And even if we look at places like Woolwich right now, there's a lot of changes that has already taken place, and there's definitely more to come. So I would definitely benefit, benefit from the advantages now of the prices of the property in those specific areas, because the prices are set to shoot up in the next few years. When we look at Greenwich as a whole, the borough itself, it is one of the most desirable places to live in London, especially in southeast London, especially when we compare it to some of its neighbouring boroughs like Lewisham. And where Greenwich borough is situated, it's an interesting one. It is in southeast London, but it's also very close to certain areas in Kent. Aside from Greenwich borough, the next or the last London borough to precede that will be Bexley borough, and then after that you're met with Dartford borough, which is now heading towards Kent. So it's an interesting location. I predict that within the next 5 years, the prices in those areas I've mentioned, so the SE2, SE18 and SE28 areas, the prices will increase drastically. And particularly when we look at the plans for those areas, let's take Abbey Wood as an example. You have the Elizabeth line that's coming into place. Granted, it was meant to already have come into place, but obviously there was some funding issues, and then we have COVID. But that's set to come into full effect, I believe next year. And this Elizabeth line is set to take people in from an area like Abbey Wood straight into central London within minutes. So with that in place, of course the property values will go up drastically. So which is why I would say it's worth looking into those 3 areas right now before those changes take full effect. And that is it, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you'd like me to sort of list other areas, perhaps places in the north of England, or places in southwest, or even places in Kent, Essex and surrounding areas, do let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.